Hi students, I am Dr. Badrinath. I am handling the subject of BSRM, Biostatistics and Research Methodology for 4th Pharma D students. Okay, and today's our topic is clinical study design. Clinical study design. It is a very important topic for all the Pharma D doctors, pharmacy practice people, okay, and also those writing pre-PhD examinations, and also it is important for PhD students also. So that's why this topic is very important for all types of courses. Okay, so that's why you have to listen it carefully. Okay, see, I have mentioned here topic clinical study design. Clinical study. Clinical, I have already told there is a two types of studies, preclinical, clinical. Preclinical, we are doing an experiment on the animals, and the clinical studies, we are doing a research or trials or experiment on the human beings. Okay, I have already given the example also how to remember clinical studies means hospitals we are calling as a clinics. For clinics, the humans are going, animals are not going for a hospital directly. Themselves, they cannot go. That's why clinical means hospital. Okay, humans are going to a hospital. Okay, you can remember like that. See here, in this slide, I have kept all these humans, because it is a clinical study is going on here. So all volunteers, these are all called as a volunteers. Okay, and here you can see a doctorate, Pharma D doctor or MBBS doctor or any doctor here. He is doing a tests on these humans. Okay, that's why I have kept the diagram in this slide. Okay, and we will see our next slide. Yeah, this is the syllabus of Pharma D, Unit 1, Research Methodology. Unit 1 is not biostatistics. Unit 1 is research methodology. Okay, your subject is biostatistics and research methodology. Your Unit 1 is research methodology. Okay, biostatistics you kept aside for certain time. In first unit, there is no biostatistics. In first unit, it is only research methodology, RM. Okay, yeah. Your first unit, RM, as per your syllabus, they have divided into 4 categories: A, B, C, D. Okay, 4 topics in first unit, research methodology. Okay, A, types of clinical study design. How you are going to design your clinical studies. Okay, in that, case studies, observational studies, interventional studies. These 3 names they have mentioned in the syllabus directly. So keep in your mind. Case studies, observational studies, interventional studies. Yeah. B, designing the methodology. Methodology, you are designing the method. Okay. Whereas the first one, types of clinical study designs. How many designs are there in clinical study? Here, designing the methodology, that is your topic B. Okay, you got the difference? First one is also designed, second one is also designed. A, designing the clinical study. B is designing the methodology. Okay, I will tell you difference, okay, in my slides. Okay, don't worry about that. C, sample size determination and power of a study. How much sample you have to take and what will be the power, square or cube, like that. Okay, and D, finally a report writing and presentation of data. What you did the clinical trials, how you have to write a report. Okay, and how you are presenting, to the public, or how you are presenting to a journal, how you are presenting in a PowerPoint presentation, how best you are doing. That is, nowadays these presentation skills are very important. Okay, Like that, your first unit is divided into 4A, B, C, D. Okay. Yeah. Next, see here in this slide, I have mentioned A, topic A is our highlighted point. I highlighted with the reading. So we are going to be see in this video, we are going to the first A part we will see. Okay. Now we will see our first part. Yeah, this is the learning outcome of today's video. Okay. See, I have already told in my the last slide, case studies, observational studies, interventional studies. These three names you have to keep in your brain permanently. Very, very important. Because all these names, it comes throughout the semester, throughout the year. Okay, throughout your life it comes. Okay, that's why you have to keep in your brain permanently. First one, case studies. Case. The name itself indicates case. Each case you are studying in a depth. It is called a case studies. Okay, I will explain all these things. Okay, and observational studies is also called as a non-experimental studies. Observational studies is also called as a non-experimental studies. In the exam, they will give different names. Okay, sometimes they will give you what are the non-experimental studies. Sometimes they will ask what are the observational studies. Okay, so don't get confusion. If you get confusion, even though you know the answer, you are unable to write because just synonyms. These two are the synonyms. You keep in your mind. Name itself indicates observational studies. You are observing. You are observing, not doing any experiment. That's why it is called a non-experimental. Observation, only observation, no experimentation. Okay. And see, third one, interventional studies. This is also called as experimental studies. These are synonym again. Here, experiment you are doing. That's why it is called interventional studies. Means you are doing experiment. Okay. Observational, you are observing only. You are not doing any experiment. Interventional studies means you are doing experiment. I will tell you the simple example to you. When we are doing a practical in our laboratory, regular college, in the laboratory we are doing various experiments. There, some students, they are doing a practical experiment, isn't it? Okay, you can say them as a interventional studies, those persons. Some people, no, they are simply chit-chatting. They will not do any practical. They will only observe the persons, those who are doing experiment, what he is doing, but they are not doing, they are observing. Okay, that's why if they are them, you can say it as a observational students, interventional students. Okay, you clarified? Doubt? Yeah. Next, we will see the next slide. Yeah. Now you come to the design of clinical trials. I have already told clinical trial meaning you know very well, very clearly you know. I know that. Design, how you are designing a clinical trial. See, designing is very important. Designing not only dress design, jewelry design, house design, interior design in the inside house, how the interior design, how the window design, okay, how the watch design, fashion design, how design is important, okay, in all the aspects, okay, not only in passion mode, it is also important in clinical study. Actually, we want best designed jewelry, we want best designed dress, but in clinical studies also you have to go for best, no, isn't it? That's why what are the various designs available in clinical trials, how best you can design it, okay, that we are going to see. So design is important in clinical trials also. Okay, next we will see the slide. Yeah, these are the various design types. Okay, See, first design, I have already told you broadly: observational design, experimental design or studies. Experimental studies, observational studies. Experimental is also called as a, here I wrote at the bottom, interventional also. Yeah, here, see here, these are the mainly two broadly divided as per your syllabus. Also these two are mentioned in your syllabus. Apart from these two, they have also mentioned case control studies. Here I see here, case control studies comes under observational studies. Case control studies or case studies, these comes under observational studies. Keep in your mind. Okay, so these three topics you have to highlight: observational, experimental, case control. Yeah, now we will see observational is divided into three categories: cohort studies, cohort, okay, case control studies, cross-sectional studies. Three. Among the three, case control studies are important. But we will see what is cohort study, what is cross-sectional also we will see. Okay. But you concentrate mainly on case control study. In the exam, you have to write, because all these cohort and cross comes under observational. In the exam, if suppose they will ask observational studies, means you have to write all these things. Okay. Keep in your mind. Okay. And experimental studies, RCT. What is RCT? See here, randomized control trial. Randomized control trial is called as a RCT. Okay. And also non-RCT, not RTC. RTC, Road Transport Corporation, just like a Andhra Pradesh Road Transport Corporation. Okay. Or the Telangana Road Transport Corporation. It is not RTC. Don't write, please, my dear students. Don't write in the exam as a RTC. Okay, my value will go down. Okay, don't write RTC. It is not RTC. It is RCT. Okay, please. Okay, I am requesting you, please. Okay, right. RCT, I think you will remember this RCT. Yeah, okay. And non-RCT, or non-randomized control trials. Yeah. In this slide, I have clear cutly I have mentioned what is observational studies, what is interventional studies with the diagrammatic example. See here, observational studies. See here, in observational studies, you are only observing here, eat organically. Here, see all the people, these people, they are eating organic food. And in this group, they are not eating organic food. What is organic food? First of all, you have to know, before doing a research on this, you have to know what is organic food. Organic food means no pesticide, no fertilizer. Okay, urea or pesticide to kill all the insects and all, no, nothing. They are not at all using for the cultivation of crop. Okay, organic food means they will use natural urea. Natural urea means just like a cow dung or animal dung, they are using as a urea. Natural urea they are using. Okay, they are not at all using the urea which is prepared in the, like that. The plants, all the plants or the fruits, they are, isn't it? They are cultivating. Okay, so if suppose you take the Danima fruit is a, or pomegranates. Pomegranate is a two types: organic pomegranate, okay, and a non-organic pomegranate. Pomegranate which cultivated with the natural urea, cow dung, natural cow dung or buffalo dung, it is called as a natural or organic pomegranate. And whereas a non-organic means, okay, the pomegranate which they have cultivated by using artificial urea, artificial pesticide they are using. Okay, so it is called as a non-organic. Organic food is always preferable. Keep in your mind, organic food is healthy. Inorganic food is not healthy. Okay, just like organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. Organic chemistry, which comes naturally. See, in the same fashion, you can remember. See here, in non-experimental observational studies, you are observing, you are not giving any food. You are just observing those people. For example, you take in the Ibrahimpatnam area. In the Ibrahimpatnam area, suppose say there was 10,000 population. In the 10,000 population, some people will take a organic, some people will take a inorganic food, non-organic. Okay, and you are observing. You are not going to stop their food, and you are not changing. Keep in your mind. You are just observing those people who are taking organic food. What is their health? What is their health? Health assessment. Either are they are getting a diseases, or they are not getting a diseases. Either it is really a healthy. What is their condition of BP? What is their heart problems? Everything you are health, but you are not giving any food. You are not stopping of what they are taking the food. Just you are observing. Either he is an organic person, inorganic person, like that. And those in the Ibrahimpatnam, those who do not take a organic food, like that, you are observing with your eyes. Okay, and you are going to do the health assessment. If you are doing such a study, it is called as a observational study, also called as a non-experimental study. You are not giving anything to them. Whereas a reverse ulta, where in interventional study, it is an experimental study. Okay, here you are taking a population. Suppose say in the Ibrahimpatnam area, I will select one college. Or in the Ibrahimpatnam population, 10,000 people I have already told around. The 10,000 people, I will divide them, myself. Okay, I will take a request for them and I will divide into two groups. Here I am not dividing, just observing. I am not dividing them. Here I will ask them, and divide them, and I am giving with my money. For some people, I am giving a organic food with my money, and some people I am giving a non-organic food for some people. You got my point? I am doing investing my money on them for study. That's why this is called experimental. You are dividing. Even though he is taking inorganic food, I force them to take organic food. Okay, see here, all the mixed people are here. Here, in this where I am showing my cursor, they are taking either organic or inorganic. I am assigning into the, once I assign it into two groups, they should not supposed to be take. See, organic people, they should not supposed to be take non-organic food. Non-organic food to people, I won't give a organic food. Like that, I divide. I will give my food, which I have brought from with my investment, and I will do the health assessment here also, and here also I will. And finally, we can conclude that organic food is correct or inorganic food is correct. Which is right? Which either it is giving a really organic food is really healthy food or not. Like that, I keep on studying that. That's why this is called a experimental studies. Okay, assigning the group. Keep in your mind, assigning the group into two groups. Assigning and observing. Assigning and observing. Here only observing. No assignment. No dividing the group. No investment. Just you are going and asking them either you are organic food or non-organic, and you collect the data. How is your health? Like that, you can start doing of inquiry on that. Okay. Yeah, here you can see the definition to write in the examination. Whatever I have explained so far, same thing I kept in my words. Observational studies are ones where the researcher observe the effect of a risk factor, their health, just like we saw, no? Their health condition, diagnostic tests or treatment, whatever it may be, any risk factor we are observing or other intervention without trying to change who is or who is not exposed to it. That is important. Whereas in the interventional studies differ from observational studies in that investigator is assigning the exposure. See here, I am in the last example I have already told. I am assigning, I am exposing. Some people I am exposing to organic. For some people I am exposing to a inorganic food. Okay, whereas here, no, only observation. Yeah. Now you come to the cohort studies. This cohort studies comes under what? I have already told you where it comes. Observational. See the first one, cohort studies. Observational, it comes under. Okay. Yeah. So here I will took one best example for you. So first of all, we will see what is this table, cohort studies. Okay. And later we will see all these three lines so that we can understand easily. So first I will explain you the diagram. Okay. See here, population is also called as a sample. Some persons, I am taking some 10,000 person in the Ibrahimpatnam area. In the 10,000, this is observational study. I am not assigning any work to them. Okay, observing that. So I will divide them into two. Those people who are exposing to a smoking, those who are doing a smoking, and those are not exposing to non-smokers, smokers, non-smokers. So I observed that 5,000 people are there smokers and 5,000 people are non-smoker in the Ibrahimpatnam area out of 10,000. Okay. So in that 5,000 people of exposure, those taking a cigarettes, some people they will get a disease. See here, disease is lung cancer. Some people get a lung cancer, and some people they do not get a lung cancer. Even though they are smoking, they are not getting any lung cancer. They are smoking, but they are not getting lung cancer. Okay. Yeah. And in the second thing, non-smokers. Non-smokers also, some people will get lung cancer. Okay. And some people will not get lung cancer. You keep in your mind. Okay. Even though they are not smoking, because of their hereditary, because of from their father, forefathers, lung cancer may come in the hereditary manner. Okay. Even though they are not smoking, it comes. Okay. Keep in your, but less chances are there. Okay. Yeah. Disease, see here, lung cancer, and here no disease. Like that, I have divided into four categories. Here, two categories: exposed, non-exposed. Okay. Now, this study we will see the all these sentences so that you can understand well. Okay. A population which is at a risk for the disease events is followed over the time for occurrence of the disease and events. This study used to estimate how often disease or life events happen in the certain population. These are the best methods. See here, this third point is very important. The best method for determining the incidence and the natural history of condition. See here how he is getting a cancer. Even though he is not a smoking, either he is getting from the environment or industrial pollution, or he is getting from his father or forefather genetically. Either the lung cancer, his lung cancer is genetically related or induced by the smoking. Though for those type of studies, these cohort studies are excellent. Like that, you have to design. Whenever you are doing a PhD, okay, you have to design like this. Cohort studies. Yeah, now cohort study. The studies may be two types again in this cohort: prospective and retrospective. Here, see, prospective, retrospective, it is not a much difference. Some little work you are doing, if you are doing, it is called as a prospective. Little work, not doing experiment, some little work you are doing. Whereas a retrospective, you are not doing anything. See here, you study this retrospective so that you can understand here. These use data already collected, okay, for other purposes. You got my point? Prospective, retrospective. In prospective study, In the Ibrahimpatnam area, you are observing. Whereas a retrospective study, you are not doing anything. Just you will in the internet. In the internet, you are sitting in front of the internet and you are typing that what are the lung cancer and what is the smokers, what is the percentage of non-smoker in the Ibrahimpatnam area, like that you are typing. You are typing in the internet, you are collecting from the internet, or you are collecting from already those who did a data earlier. You got my point? Retrospective means you are not doing any work. Okay, just already prepared data, already collected data that you are getting. It is called as a retrospective. Whereas a prospective, you are observing. You are really, you are going to Ibrahimpatnam, you are making an office there, okay, and you are observing the smokers, and also you are observing a non-smoker. You are asking them either you got a lung cancer, like that, for a 3 months period or 4 months period or 1 year period or 5 years period. Okay, you have to stay there in the Ibrahimpatnam and start observing them. It is called a prospective. Okay, but you are not making a compulsory to smoke them. You are not assigning any work. It comes under experimental. Okay. See, here you can see prospective and retrospective very clearly. Yeah. Prospective studies are carried out from present time to future. For example, today I have started. I will carry my work up to my future. 2020 I have started. 2025 I will do 5 years of doing research on in the Ibrahimpatnam on the smokers. Okay, prospective. Whereas a retrospective study look at medical events from the past to present. See, in retrospective, you are not doing any work. Just you are collecting the data from the internet from the past, that is 2015 to 2020. How many smokers are there? How many people got lung cancer in the Ibrahimpatnam area? Like that, you are getting the data. Whereas prospective study from here to future. Whereas a retrospective from 2015 to past to present, past to present, present to future, like that. It can be, and prospective, you can be tailor. You can, however you want, you can tailor or collect the specific exposure rate. You can design how many members you want. It here you somebody designed and somebody got a result. That data you are collecting here. But here you can tailor, just like a tailor. As per your measurement, a tailor will stitch. No, as per your research studies, you are tailoring the how many numbers you have to take. But long wait, see here, but long wait for events to occur. So he has to get a lung cancer, no? So you have to wait for 5 years or 10 years also sometimes. Okay, you have to wait for a longer time. But retrospective, it is not like that. Immediately old data you are getting. Expensive. It is very expensive because you have to open the office, you have to stay there, you have to take some 10 people as office assistants, and you daily you ask them to go and survey how many cigarettes he is taking. Like that, you have to just getting expensive. And phone to high dropouts rate. It is a possibility. See, some people may shift to other places. So you keep on observing a one smoker, for example, say in Ibrahimpatnam, the smoker, he will get a transfer to another village, so that so dropout is there. But here already collected data, so need not to be about the dropouts. Okay, like that. In clearly, I am saying that what is a prospective, what is a retrospective, and case control study. Okay, this case control study I will explain you in the next slide. Okay, next video. Okay, keep in your mind. In the next video, I will explain you. So far, what you have read, you repeat the video. If you have any doubt, you repeat the video. Okay, I will provide you link also. Okay, repeat the video and clear off all your doubts. Okay, in the next slide, okay, we will go for the case control study. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.